Hey everyone, and welcome to Chima Invest. Today, we're going to talk about what is, for most of us, the single biggest financial decision of our entire lives: buying a house. We're all told it's this huge milestone we should be racing towards, right? But what if hitting the brakes is actually the smarter move? Let's get into it.
You know the feeling? I'm sure of it. You're scrolling through your social media feed and there it is, another "we bought a house" post. You go to a family dinner and you get that question. So, when are you finally going to settle down and buy? This idea that owning a home means you've finally succeeded? I mean, it is everywhere. It feels like the final boss of being an adult.
But what if that's all it is? Just a feeling? What if all this pressure to buy is actually setting a whole lot of people up for some serious financial trouble down the road? Today, we're going to pull back that curtain and really question whether this so-called step forward is actually a step in the right direction at all.
Okay, let's make this super real. Picture this. You're 28 years old. You've been working your tail off, you've been disciplined, and you've saved up $40,000. You should be feeling amazing about that. But your parents are dropping hints, your friends are posting pictures of their new front doors, and every financial guru on the internet is basically screaming the same thing at you: it's time to buy a house. So, you do.
The very second that down payment leaves your bank account, the whole game changes. That money you worked so incredibly hard for, well, it's not really yours anymore. Not in the way it used to be. It's trapped.
And to get why, we've got to talk about a concept called liquidity. Just think of it like this. Liquid assets are like water. You can get to them easily, right? Cash in your savings account, stocks you can sell in a day, that's liquid. A house, though, it's the exact opposite. It's an illiquid asset. And getting your cash back out of it is kind of like trying to get water from a rock. So that $40,000 nest egg, it's now locked up as something called equity. And yeah, on paper, it's still your money. But in the real world, it's literally stuck inside the drywall of your house. That means if a brilliant business idea comes along, or you have an unexpected medical emergency, or a once-in-a-lifetime chance to invest in something amazing pops up, you can't touch that money. It is completely out of reach.
So, you might be asking, how do you get that money back if you really, really need it? Well, the options, they're pretty painful. You can sell the house, which is just a nightmare of paperwork and fees that can take months and, by the way, eat up thousands of dollars. Or you can borrow against your own money and pay interest for the privilege. It's like having to pay a fee just to access your own savings account. It's crazy.
Okay, but what about the single biggest argument for buying a house? You've all heard it. Renting is just throwing money away. I mean, it's what everyone says. It feels so true. But what if I told you homeowners are throwing money away too? They just do it in different, sneakier ways.
Just look at this breakdown. As a renter, your gone money is pretty simple. It's your rent check. That's it. But as a homeowner, whoa. A huge chunk of your mortgage payment is just interest going straight to the bank. Gone. Property taxes, gone forever. Insurance, gone. And then there's all the stuff that nobody really prepares you for. The new roof that costs 10 grand, the water heater that explodes on a holiday weekend, the HOA fees. It all adds up to this torrent of cash flowing out the door that you will never ever see again.
Let's just use some really simple math here. Let's say your total cost of owning a home, mortgage, taxes, insurance, the whole shebang, is $2,200 a month. But a similar place to rent is only $1,600. Well, that's a $600 difference every single month. Now sure, the homeowner is slowly, very slowly building a tiny bit of equity. But the renter? The renter has $600 in cold, hard cash that they can actually do something with.
Now, this is where the real magic happens. What if that renter invests that $600 difference every single month? That money starts working for them through the power of compounding. You know, it's like a snowball rolling downhill. It doesn't just get bigger, it picks up speed and grows faster and faster as your earnings start making their own earnings. Over a few decades, that $600 a month can become a truly life-changing amount of money.
And all of this leads us to one of the most powerful and honestly, one of the most overlooked ideas in all of finance. It's this invisible price tag that's on every single choice you make. It's called opportunity cost.
It's actually really simple when you break it down. Every time you say yes to one thing, you are, by default, saying no to everything else you could have done with that time or money. So, by putting your $40,000 into a house, you're saying no to investing it in the stock market, no to starting that business you've been dreaming of, no to traveling the world. The opportunity cost is all that potential growth and all those experiences you just gave up. This chart right here shows the two different paths that same $40,000 could take over 30 years. Okay, so on the left, you've got its potential growth just as home equity. Not bad. But then, look at the bar on the right. That is what could happen if that same money were just invested in the stock market based on historical averages. The difference isn't just significant, folks. It represents a completely different financial future. We're talking about the kind of difference that could change when and how you retire.
And it's not just about the potential for growth, it's also about risk. You've heard that old saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket? Well, when you invest in something like an index fund, it's like having your eggs in thousands of different baskets. But buying a house? That's putting all your eggs, and maybe even the chicken that laid them, into one single, very, very expensive basket. If your local housing market tanks or a big employer leaves town, your entire investment is at risk. That is a massive gamble to take.
But the costs aren't all just about the money. There's a personal price you pay, especially when you're young. And that price is your flexibility. Your early career should be all about chasing and seizing opportunities. But a house can be a heavy anchor, weighing you down right when you should be able to move fast. Just imagine this. Your absolute dream job opens up, but it's across the country. It's a huge promotion, a massive pay raise, everything you've been working for. If you're renting, you give your notice, pack your bags, and you go. Simple. But if you own a house, you are suddenly looking at a $10,000 plus bill just to sell it and move. That's not just an inconvenience. That's a giant financial barrier that might actually make you turn down a life-changing opportunity. So we really need to start thinking about flexibility as an asset, just like cash in the bank or stocks in a portfolio. The freedom to say yes to a great opportunity without facing a huge financial penalty, that is one of the most valuable things you can possibly have early in your career. It's what allows you to build your income, which is the foundation of all future wealth. So after all this, is the message never ever buy a house? No, absolutely not. Owning a home can be a wonderful, amazing thing. The point here is to buy for the right reasons and to do it from a position of financial strength, not because you feel pressured. So let's walk through a really simple checklist for when buying a house is a truly smart move.
Okay, here's what being ready actually looks like. First, you plan to stay put for at least 7 years. Why 7? Well, because that generally gives the house enough time to appreciate in value to hopefully cover those huge costs of selling it. Second, you have a completely separate, fully stocked emergency fund. This is not your down payment, this is your oh crap life happened fund. Third, you're already consistently funding your retirement accounts. Your future self should never, ever be sacrificed for a house today. And finally, you truly understand the real cost. Not just the shiny mortgage number, but the property taxes, the insurance, and all those surprise repairs that are definitely coming.
And this might be the most important question of all. You have to be brutally honest with yourself. Are you making a financial decision or a lifestyle one? Do you want a house because you think it's a great investment, or do you want a home? A backyard for the dog, a safe street for your kids to play on? Those are priceless reasons, but they are lifestyle choices. Recognizing that critical difference can save you from making a really bad financial decision for a really good emotional reason. So let's flip the whole script. Renting isn't falling behind. Strategic renting, where you live below your means and pour every single dollar of the difference into investments, that's not a holding pattern. That's an aggressive, powerful, and intelligent strategy for building real, flexible wealth, maybe even faster than you ever could by owning a house.
At the end of the day, that's really what this is all about. Real wealth isn't built by just following a script or rushing to check off the next box on the adulting checklist. It's built by making smart decisions for you, not just popular ones.
Always remember, a house isn't always a great investment, but it can be a wonderful home. The real key is knowing which one you're buying and why. Thanks so much for watching Chima Invests. We'll see you next time with more ideas to help you build your financial future on your own terms.